Alright, this is going to be a brief tutorial on how to cut AN fittings for PTFE tubing. Hopefully that is in focus. So first thing you're going to do is wrap it with blue painter's tape. This is 3M blue painter tape. What's it say on it? Safe release. I'm sure it doesn't matter, but this has been working really good for me. So what we're going to do is connect our air tool. And use a standard cutoff wheel. And what we're going to try to do is to walk it around and not stay in the plastic too long. So we want to cut the steel braiding the quickest, and then hopefully we'll get through the plastic without any melting and smearing. So let's give it a shot. That's it. Fairly clean edge. See that there's no sharp steel braiding sticking out like normally you would be with your standard shear style cutting. But yeah, it comes out pretty clean. So now we take this, if you can see, there's a small bit of deformation where the cutoff wheel has gone through, so all you have to do is take a razor blade and just shave off that little plastic part, and I think we're good. So now we're going to take the air blower, blow out as much contaminants as possible. Alright, so that's a good end to start with. Everything looks very even all the way around. So now comes the part where we're going to add the fitting. So let's go do that right now. Alright, so the next step is we have our tubing, fresh cut. Now we have wrenches, the fitting, and the crush collar. So this part goes on the hose first, this goes second, then you put the hose on and tighten the fitting up, and that crushes the crush collar. So here's a little bit tricky part. We want to try to remove a few layers of tape, not all of it yet. So the fitting goes on correctly. It's still being compressed. As soon as you release the tape, all that steel braiding and threading is going to kind of want to come unraveled. So next step, got that on. we're going to try to remove the tape. This is definitely the messy part. If you can't find the leading edge after cutting, here we are. Got that done. So now we're ready for the collar. So to put the collar on, you actually have to move the steel braiding back. It has to go between the PTFE tube and the steel braiding. So we're just going to take a small flathead screwdriver, and if we can just get that started right in there, just work it back slowly. Kind of wants to go. So once you get it started, you just twist a little bit and it walks itself around. Right? Right there should do it. So you can see it just came back a slight amount. Now we're going to add the collar. And we want the collar to go all the way in and bottom out under this lip. So usually I just find a flat surface and hammer it home. Some kits come with this adapter or this tool to help, but to be honest, really not sure it helps that much. So once it's on there, then you have to twist it off, and that kind of pulls the collar back out again. So don't particularly like that, but as you can see, the PTFE tube is buried all the way to the base of this collar, and currently it's only about a quarter of the way up. Need to see it about halfway up this angled piece. So what we're going to do is just kind of slide the braiding back over so it comes up that ramp a little bit more. And this is pliable tubing, so heat works well with it. Okay, now you can see we're well up that slant, and that'll give us a good crush amount for when this comes up and starts pushing down on it. So, let's see here. Give me a flat surface. In there. Now it's time to put the AN fitting in. That's home right there. And screw the end on. This is going to be hand tight for starters. You can see the gap. Now, these are new to me. I wish I would have known about AN pliers before, but they're anodized and they just work awesome. For years I've been using adjustable wrenches, and usually covered in some type of tape. Painter's tape is what I have on hand right in front of me, so that's what I've always used. Comes off easy and seems to add the cushion without tearing up your piece. But yeah, I'm definitely going to get another AN plier adjustable wrench, AN adjustable wrench for my set, because although these hold fine, they don't stop the wrench. So although these hold fine, they don't limit the wrench from sliding this way while you're trying to tighten up. Sometimes it's useful to have your wrench, a little bit off if you're in a tight spot, but these AN adjustable wrenches, not only do they hold one axis, but they hold the other axis too. So it's just great to have. Definitely adding another one. So if I had two, this would be a lot easier, but since I'm dealing with one, that's where we're at. So I got one layer. I'm just going to add one more layer here. And then we move on to the tightening. So you want a small gap. There's an actual measurement of it, but I can show you. So let's put a little bit of torque on this. That's good when it starts getting tight that soon. I still got a decent gap to still cover up. Yeah, you definitely don't want it to close the gap all the way. That means there's not enough meat hanging over the crush collar. You didn't get the steel braiding far enough up on it. So let's continue. Definitely wants to walk my tube around while I'm tightening it, but this actually swivels, so wait till I'm done and I'll put it in the correct orientation. Man, that's good. Alright, now let's look what kind of damage we did. So looks good. Just some blue painter tape residue, but you can see that there's no damage or anything where the AN wrench was at. So it's the anodized just bounces off anodized. So I don't know. Works awesome. Love it. Getting another one for sure. This was an Evil Energy kit off of Amazon. Seems like they're great fittings. I haven't had a bad one yet. Some people might, but I don't know. I haven't even seen bad reviews on them yet. But maybe they don't know what they're doing. So, or it could be, you know, one in a few thousand go bad. But that's it. There's the end. There's about the gap you're looking for. Plus or minus a little bit. I mean, even if it's super tight and all the way up to the edge, that's great. But as long as it gets tight, I mean, you won't be able to turn it anymore. If you'll be struggling it. So that's it. That's one fitting. I'm gonna go do my measurements and put on the other end, and then we're good to go. Thanks for watching.